Hello folks, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction is all over the internet. On this channel, do book hauls, book reviews, both digital and physical media, audiobooks, and so much more. So this is my Kindle reading blog, this episode number 26. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a great one. We're at the halfway point of this week, so yay. So tomorrow I will be going to Barnes & Noble and buying my Nook Glow Light 4 Plus. I actually ordered a Nook case for it. But what I will do is I will buy a Nook case there just in case the one that I ordered is not the one for it. Unfortunately, that means that you will not see the Nook until I get home from work, which could be at like 11, 12 o'clock on a Friday. So, yeah. My check was big enough to where I was able to pay off what I borrowed. So, I am debt-free with the bank. I'm very happy about that. But that will not last long. It will not last long because I do have to get things like food, and I'm going to, like I said, going to Barnes & Noble and things like that. So I have been, I don't have my Kindle on. I don't. Because I just don't feel like turning it on. But I'm almost at, the end of part 1 of Black Fox. So I posted this on my horror channel, where I was talking about the mythology of the white fox and the black fox. I also picked up 2 werewolf horror books. One of them is Werewolf in Texas. The other one is basically a book of werewolf short stories. Really super excited about doing that. Now, people are still talking about their Kobos, and for people that, as I said before, for people that got their Kobos before the tariffs kind of took effect, you had some good timing. But people that waited, yeah, it's not good. But one thing I can say about the Nook Glow Light is I'm not going to be paying a huge amount of money for it, because they just have so many of their Nooks. But yeah, so I am on as far as horror is concerned, I am on a werewolf kick. I love the idea of like people change into these monstrous creatures, and everything. And lycanthropy is a really interesting horror thing, or to be used in horror. The idea that somebody can be like sweet and kind and wonderful, and then at the full moon they turn into a monster. I think like werewolves and vampires are right up there with like horror, because they kind of look normal on the outside, but on the inside they're not. And it's just interesting about how they use it and different ways they use it, and the types of stories that come out of the depths of a horror author's imagination. But yeah, so Black Fox, I am almost done with that book. I will be doing a review of it both on this channel and on my horror channel. And yeah. So I've done a little bit of reading today. I'm still exhausted from yesterday. In fact, I am going to go back to bed and get some more sleep. But yeah. Another thing I want to add before I do close the video, I did buy a couple of physical books from Amazon, but I will be going over to Barnes & Noble, as I said, tomorrow. I'm only spending about 30 minutes there because I have to be at work tomorrow at 5, and that time can go by like really fast. But as I said, I'm getting the Nook, and you know, the great thing about the Nook, besides you're leaving the Kindle ecosystem, is that that you're not going to be spending a huge amount of money. You don't worry about a price rate or price hike or whatever. But also, it's really sticking it to the new CEO, um, because what you're basically saying is that, okay, look, I know you're not Jeff Bezos. I know you're not. I mean, even I know he's not Jeff Bezos. But I am telling you that this is my money. This is what I'm going to spend it on, and I'm not spending it on you. So yeah, that is very important to you know understand, is that you don't have to go with Kobo. You can definitely go with Nook. But as I said in my other channel, I am going to keep the receipt so that if something goes wrong with the Nook, I can return it. And I'm going to keep the packaging. When I get to work tomorrow, however, I will be hooking it up to my phone. I paid my phone bill today. My phone was only off for maybe like a couple of hours, so it was not a big deal because I was asleep through all of it. But I paid it, and so I am going to be hooking my Nook up to to my phone and all that wonderful stuff. And yeah, another thing that I said this in that one video I did, that all of the horror books that I get are going to be put in their own folder. The Nook Glow Light allows you to do that. So I will be doing a video showing you guys like what it looks like and the features and all that stuff. But I did find out that you can load your library books you get off of with Libby onto your Nook. The cord that they do actually is a USB transfer cable, but you gotta know what you're doing to do it. So I got my Lenovo, so that's good enough for me. So if I can't read my books on Kindle, I will just read it off the app and all that. But I'm gonna have a folder that says horror on it. And when I want to sit down and read a horror book, and I got a bunch of like fantasy or mystery books, I can just go right to the horror one and I can just read my horror book. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.